Glad you liked it, Kool-Aid. It was a lot of fun today. Day started out a little shaky, to be honest with you. We'll talk about it. We'll go over Apple and all that. We'll go through all the rapids and see what we could have done and what we couldn't have done. But yeah, it was started a little shaky, but we made the best of it. And so I'm gonna go over the good and the bad, and we'll see if there's some good setups for tomorrow. I think I might have some good ones for us. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Roger. I know it seemed like people either did awesome today or they got their butts kicked. And my day started out really crappy. You know, I was down 30% on my account, and by the end of the day, I was up 30% of my account. So it was a wild swing of emotions. But it's one of those things where you got to save your bullets, though. So if you use them all in the first 15 minutes, you got no bullets left the rest of the day, then there's no way to come back. So I appreciate it. You know, I always try to switch the music up every now and then. Seems like it's polarizing for some, but so let's jump into it. So wanted to pull this up and talk about it. Let me see if I can switch my screen here so you can see this. So we're gonna go through this here. Can you see this? Let's see if this works. So this is the TFC alerts here. You guys can see this. Maybe I can zoom in a little. There we go. Is that? Oops, that's not what we want. That's way too much. Yeah, that's probably good, huh? You guys read that all okay? So this is the new platform we've been working with this all week. If you guys aren't familiar with this, this is live. You can go do this right now if you're a premium member. But we're going to talk about this and go through some of the stuff today. So let's take out the. Let's just look at the rapids today. Did get an oracle today, so we're going to look at that. So you can see these are the rapids from the week. Got quite a few. Getting a repainting issue here. Let me just reload this here real quick. Looks like we're okay now. Alright, so we got some Myrna, Amazon, Tesla. Oh, I still got Nimbus up there. Alright, so we actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rapids today. Yeah. Most of them were in the first 2 hours. You have to give the direct link, Kool-Aid. We're going to add it to the navigation bar hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But it's if you want to know, it's just financial.cloud /flow-alerts. It's real simple to get to. So here, I'll put it in the chat for you so you don't have to type it in. But we're beta testing it now, so I haven't added it to the navigation because I didn't want everyone using it right away in case there were some bugs. But it seems to be working well, so I'm going to go ahead and add it and be good to go. So let's go through the ones today. So Myrna, that was the first one out of the gates. Just basically right out of the gates. That came out at 300 at 284, 283, 85, 284. So let's just call it 284. It was the mix between the two. And so right out of the gate, that would have been 284 right here. Alright, so you can see it came out right here, and we did get Myrna to go up to 287. So this is one of those where if you had gotten in, averaged down at 278, and then sold it at 287, probably would have been successful. Whether you did that or not, not sure. But this one would have been 10%er. This would have been working. So let's go to the next one. And then you can see it just chopped sideways all day. We did have some news after hours with the, I think it was the EU recommending the Myrna shot over the J&J booster. So this may run tomorrow. Actually has a really nice setup in tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But in terms of just a quick day trade, you should be able to hold that for about an hour and make 10%. You might even be able to get it off the first pump. But oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I forgot that I only could show you one or the two. Thank you, MBB. I gotta switch between my windows. Hold on. Oh, that's not it. Why isn't this working? I broke it. There we go. Okay, fixed it. Alright. Yeah, alerts are real time, so they come in real time just like everything else. It refreshes by itself, you don't have to do nothing. It's actually really, I've been personally using it, and I can say my trading has been way better now that I have it up. We're gonna go through some things. So this OLED, by the way, this rapid, holy shit, like, yeah, that's a 900% winner that we had on that today. So we're gonna talk about that. So yeah, so Myrna probably gonna be okay, you know, making this cupping action with higher lows, so might be a good one tomorrow. Amazon, this one I think was not a good one. 832 came out at 3469. So that would have been 3469. Did wick up to 383 on the next 5-minute candle, so you might have been able. This one you would have had to been so fast on. You would have gotten in instantly on the alert to get in. If you had waited at all on it, you would have obviously lost your ass on it. So really hard because we went up so fast, and then the rest of the day we dumped. So a lot of these tech ones ended up hurting a lot of people today. And it's the same thing. We had Tesla at looks like 985, 4 minutes in the market open. 985. If we were to go like a minute into this, you can see 985, 4 minutes in the market open was right here. It did pump up to 991, so this did actually work again. Like, all of these worked. The problem with them is they're so fast. You had to be in and out so fast. And then the next one that came out was Apple, and this one I took personally. It did not work out for me personally. Let's review it and see what we could have done different. So, alright, this one came out at 181.03. 834, just about 835, 181.03. And so this one basically went up like 10 cents, and then this was the worst one by far today. This is you know, people thought it was going parabolic, right? And so they're like, oh yeah, this thing's going to 182 if not more, right? Like, it makes sense from the chart aspect, but it got hard rejected off of the and just tanked all day. So really bad one. There's nothing much you could have done. You would have had to average down basically all day and then sell on one of these pumps. But Apple was one where I think a lot of people were overconfident in, and they went too heavy on it, where you should just be putting one bullet in every play. But again, you know, it hurt me, but in the long run it didn't hurt me overall, because I went light on it because it was already pumping so hard I thought I was missing it. The next one was Nvidia. I also took Nvidia NVIDIA came out at 8:45 my time, so that was right here. Oh, 8:45. It came out at the tick of 368, so that was right here. And then you can see it got up to 302, and I can actually, you know, this is one of those things where I'm not like just joshing around. I actually took this so you can see. I've been playing these, so you can see. I'll put this on the chart. So this was my buy order I had on this one. You know, I got in the 300 calls, the exact same thing that it called out. So I was taking exactly what the rapid flow called out. So you can see here then. This one had a terrible TFC score too, so I don't know why I took this one. I probably wasn't paying attention to it, and I just saw NVIDIA, and I know NVIDIA usually pays. So you can see here, I got in actually 3 minutes after, so pretty close to the same time, but I was a little delayed because I wanted to look at the chart and make an assessment for myself. So I probably ended up getting in a little bit lower down here. So I think I got in, what, 348. That'd have been right here. I got in on this. What is this? So I probably got in right here and got caught this pump. But you can see I sold almost right after. I pull this up right here. Yeah, I was in this trade for less than a minute and a half. So here's my sell order on it. Like, this is what I do. So I was in this, what, for a minute and 22 seconds, and I made 10% on it. So I immediately got in, and I immediately set a sell order for $7. So 10%, right? Or what was that, like 9%? So it would have been like 704 if it was 10%. But I was happy with 7. I immediately set the sell order. I was in a minute trade. I made 120 bucks because I had 2 contracts. If you're telling me you can make 120 bucks in a minute, I think we're gonna be okay with that, right? So this one was a really nice trade. I got in and out, and you got. This is why we sell you Rapids 10%, because if you didn't do that, look at what happened to NVIDIA. Like, it literally got destroyed the whole day, So. So alright, so we done. NVIDIA was a good one. The next one was Beto. I did not play this one, just because I don't follow the ticker. I wasn't familiar with it, but I didn't even look at it today. So this will be curious to me if this came out. So this was the alert. Throw the alert up here. This one came out at 9:26 my time, so that was right here. Let's see here. So 9:26 spot price. 30.76, so 9.26 right here, 30.76, which was right here. So you can see it went up, came back down, went up, came back down, and then it did come down all the way to 30.58, and then by the end of the day, you know, it did all come down to 30. So this is one that I am sure would have paid. This one is also deep in the money as well. So you can see this was a 35 strike on a put. So this person was not highly confident. That's why I didn't take it, is I just didn't love how deep in the money it was. And again, like I said, the ticker itself I just don't play, so I wasn't super confident in it. What I was confident in, and this was the play of the day right here, was OLED. I can't say how awesome of a play this was. So OLED, I took this one personally. I really like this one. Me and Sig were talking about this on live, and we both were like, yeah, that looks awesome. That thing's going to dump. So OLED came out at, let's see here, 10 o'clock today. So that was like right. We haven't looked at PFE yet. I'm just going through the alerts, and then we can look at some of the requests for you guys. So OLED came out at 10 o'clock, 153.88, which was right here. and as you can see, it dumped almost $8 today. What I did was I saw this, and because I don't love playing rapid puts, I saw the tick, and then as soon as I entered right here. So as soon as it died below this line, I entered right here at 153.55, and I took the 150 puts for tomorrow because I was like, oh, if this thing dies, you know, it could come down to 140.48, and I was just trying to catch a premium pump, right? Like I thought, you know, even if it went down to just like 151, I was just catching a nice little 10% move. And so I had 10 contracts. I sold half of them right here, but I know for a fact it went up 900% because the 150s were 40 cents. And by the end of the day, they were like 450. And so that was 1,000% winner off of Rapids today. One of the craziest plays I saw today. I was very happy with that. Made a lot of money on it. So definitely a banger. That was, hold on. Wait, hold on, we're gonna do this shift. So I caught a 5% move. Oh, I got a message here, just checking. Yeah, that was a really nice one. Alright, let's get back to it. Alright, so last one that came out was like right at the end of the day. I know we saw this, and I immediately said no, because of the... This was the last rapid that came out. I take all the rapids at the same strike, the same date. Yes, that's personally what I do. Because then I don't have to turn my brain on. I just don't think then. just like for me, I can get in and out without thinking, and that's why I do it, because I can get in faster, set my sell limits, get out, and be ready to go. So, all right. So this one, like I said, I wasn't sure what happened with this one. All I know is I saw the TFC score of 12, and immediately was like, nope, no, thank you. But let's take a look and see if I was wrong or if I was right. Alright, so came in at 232. Let's go in a minute here. So 232 was right here. So you can see it was at 911. Did fall down to 903, but the strike was deep in the money. It fell 8 cents. The TFC was 12%. This was one that I did not want to take, and so I did not take it. And for obvious reasons, it may have. If you've gone with an aggressive strike, you might have been able to catch something on this 8-cent dump. But let's be real, you probably weren't making money on this one. We'll see what this does tomorrow. I expect probably it won't pay out in this May. I don't know what was going on with this, but definitely wasn't something that I wanted to play. All right, let's talk about the Oracle. Let's talk about the Oracle alert. So we got the Oracle alert today. Let's go back to Apple. You know, we talked about this where the Rapids, they came out at the very top today. Where did the Oracle come out? So this is something that we were talking about all day. And it got people. This is, I think, what also hurt someone is when someone saw this Oracle alert. You know, close expiration, out of the money, $1 million, high confidence. You know, so this is one where people are like, "Oh yeah, it's reversing, right?" So 917, it came out. Let's talk about this. 917 was right here. What was it? 174.75. So they actually timed this really well, if you could see. So this would have this actually went up $2 off the alert. So $2 off the alert is enough to make a good amount of money. So people, if they would have entered on this alert, should have been able to make at least 10-15%. Now, I think a lot of people were thinking, oh yeah, you know, this is bouncing. It made sense, right? Because it's bouncing right on support. They're thinking this is the reversal, and I think a lot of people held it too long. So, an Oracle alert. Let me see if I can pull up the white page on it. Here. So an Oracle alert catch super aggressive option orders that indicate someone knows something is willing to bet big money on move. Basically, it's someone with an ultra aggressive, ultra expensive. So yeah, Chris, the Oracle and the criteria for the Oracle is different for the level 3. So a level 3 can trigger an Oracle, but not every level 3 is an Oracle. And so this one in particular met the parameters with an Oracle, and Oracle takes a lot of other things in. So it also, you know, weighs other things in the market. So the level 3 triggered the Oracle in order for it to meet all the criteria. But yeah, they were the same thing. So what's better, Oracle or Nimbus? They're different. I would say you get more Nimbuses. Oracles are very rare. That's why it was interesting that we got one today. And like I said, it did pay. It's just whether you took profits was the big thing, and the likelihood of people taking profits off of this, unless they had a preset game plan of 10%, I think were probably pretty slim because they were thinking this is. But you know, if you did take the exact same strike and expiration, I mean, it's not unheard of to think that we pump tomorrow or next week and we hit that. So I'd be curious to see what that looks like next week. I don't expect much tomorrow because of quad witching. We're probably going to have a choppy day, but it is interesting to see how that one will work out. I did not take that one personally, so let's look at some of my the top TFC scores for the day today. I'm just going to pull up everything here. I'm going to put this on the screen and look at these, and then I'll take some requests here. Yeah, THC I definitely want to look at. Hold on 1 second. Get a little bug here. Alright, so these were the top alerts of the day. We'll just say over 60%. I'm not going to look at all of them. We'll pull up THC because that was the one that looked the most intriguing, but it came like literally 2 minutes into market close and I couldn't get in time. So I'll be curious to see how this one works out. But so these were the top THC or TFC scores today. You can see here, I actually did take this UAA one, so this is one that I did take. I didn't take the exact one that it had. I actually went with January calls on it, because I was looking at the chart, and we're going to look at it after here, because I think this one can move for days. I didn't do any of these other ones. DRI had earnings today, and this I think actually paid. I was looking at this after hours, and I think DRI dumped, so we'll have to take a look at that. But all these other ones make sense. The Queb one I know paid. And so I know the Zillow one did not, but THC is an interesting one. So if we zoom out and look at this chart, this is a very interesting chart. Tenant healthcare, obviously, healthcare sector. I mean, a good stop loss to have as a general rule is probably about 25-30% max. So it's one of those things where your stop loss should never. So if your profit target is 25-30%, your stop loss should be about the same. So you're risking about the same to make the same, right? So the idea is you win more than you lose, and you risk the same to make the same. So you should have at least a 1-to-1 and then at least a 51% win rate, and you'll be profitable. But a lot of these you could set a stop loss on the chart. So it's called a stop limit. So let's say you were to get into this play and you're like, all right, I want to set this just below the gap here. And so I would go and I would set a stop limit at 72.69, and then it would trigger your. You can either set it as a market order, or you could set it as a certain, depending on your broker. But most of them probably just do market orders. So it hits your stop limit, and then it would convert your contract to a market order sell. Or you could just have a trailing stop, which a lot of people have. I have been most successful in leaps and swings. I have a pretty good. I just don't, because I work a lot during the day on TFC stuff. Scalping's a little harder for me, but I have had pretty good success scalping off the rapids and the alerts. Not as much today. OLED made up for the Apple one, but today was just a tough day in general, obviously with quad witching mouse. So what are these people seeing? So what they're seeing is they see, they got in at the end of the day, and what they're seeing is they're seeing a big support zone here. So you can see this was a major support zone here, and so they're thinking this is just a retrace today, and what they're hoping for is one of these tomorrow. So if you were to go, let's see if they do anything in extended hours. Nope, nothing. So that would be my guess at what they're looking for. We don't do the flow for SPY because there's so much of it. We don't get level 1 through 3s. We only get level I think 3 through 5s on SPY. Yeah, so we will get level 3 through 5s on SPY, but we don't get 1s and 2s because there's too many of them. It would clog the thing. So you can see today we even got the level 3s on IWM. And we'll get level 3 through 5s, but that'll be the only thing you ever get on SPY. So I will say though, what you will like is we do have a revamp of the. We do have a revamp coming through, and I'll show you a preview of that. So this is a preview that we're adding this dashboard to the top. So what you'll see is you'll see the market sentiment, you'll see the put to call ratio, you'll see total put and call premium that is being bought. So this will be how many premium and puts are being bought, how many calls and premium, and then you'll be able to scroll through all the alerts and see which are the most, see which tickers are getting hit the most, and then see seeing what puts are getting hit the most. So this will help you kind of see what's trending too throughout the day. So it's kind of something cool that we're going to be releasing this weekend. I designed it, and I know my OI designs aren't like super awesome, but it's simple, it works, and then we can go back and make it pretty for you. But I think it looks fine with what we got there. So just gonna pull this up here. So I want to look at UAA here real quick, or UAA. So this is something that I was looking at today, and I got in mainly because it's like at major support. So if you were to look at this on like the hourly, this is what I was looking at. I saw this major support line, and I was like, yeah, I want some of that, right? So it dipped below it a little. That's okay. But if as long as it bounces back tomorrow, it should be fine. But you know, I had a nice zigzag down after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So nice ABC down. So I'd like to see this try to retest 27. The OI on this and the flow on it has been really crazy. Do we capture where most of the money flow is at what price? Like flow algo. It'd have to be a little more specific. Are you saying like where? I mean, if you want to know where most of the money flow is, you can just go and let's go look at, what is it? Volume profile. I mean, you can just go visible range. You can see where the money flow is on visible range. So you can see here, you can see where everyone's been buying. Not sure if that's quite what you're looking for, but we don't have that. Like, I mean, it's just the flow software alerts. We don't really have pinpoints where those are on the chart. You'd have to, we're working on overlaying them on the chart, but we don't have that yet. One thing at a time. But you know, this is something where I wanted to get in today and just play it to this green line. Basically, this 24, just play like a $3 move. That's why I took January calls, because I was like, I just want to capture this whole move. If it goes up tomorrow, I'll probably sell, but this is a low risk. I figured if it goes down below 21, so. Alright. The other one that I was interested in today was Roku. If Roku can get over tomorrow 221, I think it gets over this mark. You could see this thing fly to 235 tomorrow potentially. Otherwise, it's going to come back down and fill this gap to 203 tomorrow. So it's either going to do this or it's going to do this. Either way, we should get a nice move on it, and over 221 we long. In my opinion, under, we probably want to wait till like maybe under 213, but if it's under 213, it should go all the way down to 204. So yeah, Dave, we haven't had any level 3 through 5s on SPY in a while. That's probably why you haven't seen that on there, but those will come through when they come through. So we can always look at upgrading it more in the future. SPY. All right, we'll end the night on SPY. Do you want SPY? Let's look at ES1. Futures will tell you more than SPY. Oh, that looks terrible. Yes, futures look terrible. So I'm wondering, we're either gonna get a bounce here on futures, or this thing's gonna go down on this measured move, and we're gonna wake up with a really red morning, which is gonna suck. I'm hoping for the green arrow though, but we'll see. You never know. That's not a pretty move though, and it looks very aggressive. So I'd imagine that we'll see what happens. But yeah, SPY could sell off again tomorrow. Could get ugly again. We'll have to see. Just have to stay safe and yeah. Your 475 December 31st call. You're probably gonna have to hold it through tomorrow. Yeah, futures do fake out a lot. I mean, if you were to just look at SPY, SPY doesn't look great either, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's kind of making a megaphone, I suppose. You could say it's just in this channel. But SPY is holding above the 236, so I would love SPY to open around 466. Do we have economic data? I'm sure we always have economic data. Let me see what the data is we get tomorrow. It might be important. Tomorrow, let's see here. We don't really get any data tomorrow, so there's nothing to bail us out in the morning. It's just quad witching. You do have European CPI, and you do have German Business Climate Index, and you have Great Britain numbers, retail sales and core sales as well. So you have a lot of European data. It's quite possible if that's all good, Europe could carry us. So we won't really know that, and probably won't really know that for another 4. We won't know that till pre-market opens tomorrow anyway. So future's probably just gonna do their thing tonight. Yep, everything's down about 30%. Yeah. So. Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into futures right now, but we'll have to see. Anything could change. So, all right, everyone, have a great night. That's going to do it for me. Hopefully we all make some money tomorrow. Quad witching, so don't trade too heavy tomorrow, just so you know. When do I think growth in small caps bounce back? There's a lot of corrections that still need to be done in growth in small caps. It may not be for quite a while, if I'm being honest with you. You're probably going to need a correction first, if I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't go into them right now. I just don't feel good about them. I'd look at value stocks, if I'm being honest with you. That's where my focus is energy banks, anything of value that doesn't like I went into a lot of shipping containers that have today that have like Starbulk and Zim, and I got into EPD, which is energy, and I got Bank of America leaps, and Intel for semiconductors is value. Like anything that hasn't run, that has really good fundamentals is what I'm looking at right now. So, alright, cool, everyone. Have a great